combat pants are one of those things in your loadout. They're going to be taking a beating between sliding, getting down on your knees, whatever it may be. The environment around you will chew through your combat pants, and it's one of the parts of your loadout that I personally think that you should be investing the most money in because of the amount of wear and tear that they take. However, what brand should I choose? What should I be looking for in combat pants when I'm looking for them? They range in a variety of prices from, $40 all the way up to $400+. So in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about a few recommendations that I have for combat pants, talking about some of the advantages and the disadvantages of each system, as well as talking about my personal thoughts about them. What's up, Airsofters? My name is Lane, and welcome back to the BB Warrior. We're here to help you have a better time both on and off the airsofting field through our educational content. And if you enjoy videos like this, I'd love it if you joined our community by hitting that subscribe button down below for new videos every Tuesday and Friday, just like this one. So the first pair of combat pants that I want to talk about are going to be the most affordable ones that we talk about for today. And these are the Tru-Spec style of combat pants. So I think that Tru-Spec makes a really good product for their price point. I talked about this brand when we did the combat shirt video, and I really think that they are the most budget-friendly option for airsofters, and they're also one of the best values out there. So the Tru-Spec style of combat pants are based off the ACU cut, and they do have some features which are nice. They do have integrated knee pockets, which we'll talk about the advantages and the disadvantages about that a little bit later in the video. However, this will allow you to take aftermarket knee pads that you can stuff in there to make sure that you have a little bit of joint protection when you go to take a knee or something like that. Because if you've ever tried to take a knee onto a rock, that's pretty uncomfortable, or just gravel, whatever it may be, that's going to be pretty uncomfortable, and that's going to disrupt your shooting or whatever you're doing because it kind of sucks to happen. Now, the nice thing about Tru-Spec is that they come in a lot of different colors, which is a nice touch considering that some of the other brands we'll be talking about don't necessarily come in a lot of options. Tru-Spec offers, I believe, most of the multicam family of patterns. You've got M81 like I've got here, DCU, maybe even Marpat if I remember correctly. They have a ton of different options out there, and again, they are one of the most affordable. Now, because they are the most affordable, they don't have some of the nicer features that you'd find on some nicer combat pants, which we'll talk about later in the video. They don't have an adjustable waistband. There's no padding on the waistband either. They don't have as many pockets as other options out there. However, truthfully, if you're just looking to get a pair of combat pants that'll work for you for airsoft, and you're not one of those people that want to spend a ton of money, I definitely think that Tru-Spec is definitely the way to go, and it's definitely one of those brands that I always recommend to players if they're not looking to spend over $100 on a pair of pants, which to some people is unthinkable. However, for those of you who are willing to spend a fair amount of money on combat pants, we're going to move into our next selection on the list, and this is kind of the gold standard of combat pants, the Crye Precision G3 combat pants. Now, Crye Precision is a brand that even those who aren't in Gucci gear have probably heard of before. They're kind of gold standard for equipment out there, and the G3s are no exception to that. Now, the G3s have been out for a while now, and they come in a variety of different colors, mainly just the multicam family. However, if you're willing to buy used, you can find some Marsoc used M81 ones, which are, super fire. So the nice thing about the G3 is that Crye can make a really sophisticated cut, and just about every feature in these combat pants has a dedicated purpose. So let's talk about stretch material. That's kind of one of the biggest advantages of Crye Precision, and they were really the people to pioneer built-in knee pads. So on Crye's combat pants, whether it be the G3s or the ACs, but we're going to be focusing on the G3s, they have a cutout to accept one of their Airflex knee pads, which I have here. So this kind of just fits in there all awkwardly, and it stays in place. And the thing that allows it to move freely with your knee is the stretch material around it. Now on the G3s, it's made to match the color of the uniform. On the ACs, it's a flat tan or a flat green, depending on what color you have. However, the stretch material is nice, and it's also kind of bad at the same time. So the stretch material, at least on the G3s, isn't just in this knee pad pocket. They have some along the back of the combat pant to give you a little bit of, freedom of movement. And they also thought to put some stretch material, I can't exactly get this on camera, in the crotch. Now that was a pretty good idea in concept, because one of the most vulnerable places of a pair of pants is obviously going to be the crotch area. It has a lot of stress, and they figured, well, if we put in this stretch material, well, that's going to lessen the stress that's on that area, and things will be good to go, right? Well, it does work like that, and you can, you're pretty flexible in these combat pants. However, the stretch material isn't exactly the most durable stuff out there, and at the same time, how do I put this? The stretch material can get a little bit uncomfortable between your legs, especially if you're on the larger side of one of the sizes of these combat pants. It can get a little constricting and a little painful. Now, a nice thing about these combat pants, though, is that they have these little adjusters here on the side of the waistband, and that allows you to adjust your waistband for either 2 inches larger or 2 inches smaller than the intended size, which Crye has a ton of different sizes out there. That is definitely what I have to applaud them on versus some of the other options we're going to be talking about today. They have, a short, a regular, and a long version of all the combat pants that they offer. And I think they offer combat pants up to like 38, maybe 42. So even for you guys who are a little bit bigger out there, Crye does make an option for you. However, I think their larger sizes may cost a little bit more. So you do have that adjustment in the waistband, which does have a little bit of padding along the back, which is going to help, especially if you're the type of guy that likes to run, a pretty heavy belt rig. So the Crye G3 combat pants are excellently made combat pants. However, I do have a few gripes with them. However, they do have some distinct advantage, and they are going to feature a lot of the pockets that you'd expect to find, like cargo pockets, back pockets, things like that. They do have the dip pockets on the front up here, which are sized perfectly to hold, a can of dip, a wallet, whatever it may be. And this is where you have the adjuster for how high the knee pads are up on your body, because you're going to want them to be exact, because if you have your built-in knee pads, when you go to take a knee, you still get your bare knee on a rock, you're not going to be pretty happy. So overall, I really like these combat pants. There's a reason why militaries around the world use Crye Precision. While they're not my favorite combat pants out there, they are definitely great. However, I think the worst part about the G3s is their price point. So last month they went up about 75 bucks because of production cost, the cost of the materials. Crye just couldn't afford to be selling them at $203, so they're now $278 if I remember correctly, right around that $275 range. So they are the most expensive option on the list that we'll be talking about today. However, if you're really interested in the Crye Precision pants, if you're doing like an impression or you just want to look cool, because the Cryes do look the coolest because of that external knee pad, well, the Crye Precision G3s are available for you, and Crye has dealers, which is really cool. So you don't have to buy it straight through Crye's website, which can be a little bit slow. It doesn't exactly have an inventory count or anything like that. So, you can hit up people like OP Tactical. I think SKD carries Crye as well. So if you want a really, really nice set of combat pants, the G3s are definitely the way to go. So finally, I want to talk about a pair of pants that was recommended to me a couple of months ago. When I heard that Crye's prices were going to be going up, I was looking for an alternative to the G3s, because I wasn't about to spend 280 bucks when my combat pants finally rip, which all pants inevitably do rip. So I had a buddy recommend the Beyond A9s. I never really heard of Beyond before, however, I am very happy with my purchase. So for today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Beyond A9 utility pants. These clock in at $195, if I remember correctly, which you can buy off Beyond's website. That is one of the biggest downers of these pants. However, you can only buy them through Beyond. They don't have dealers like TruSpec or Crye. However, these are excellently made combat pants. I truthfully think that these are better than the Crye Precision at, $80 less than Crye. So the first thing, these do have a built-in knee pad. However, they kind of went with a design similar to Tru-Spec and Crye. So it's going to adjust by undoing some Velcro here and sliding it into the inside. And this will fit the Airflex knee pads as well. They even advertise that on their website. It also fits a couple of different brands, but I like to use the Airflex because I have G3s. So it will fit that. However, so that it's not flopping around like on the Tru-Spec, it does have an adjustment strap on the back like the Cryes. It does have adjustment straps at the bottom of the pant as well to make sure that they're tight to your body if you're using gaiters or anything like that. However, I think that the Beyond pants are excellent because they take the basics of what make a good pair of pants and they don't overdo it. They kind of believe in what I believe, which is the KISS system. Keep it simple, stupid. So these pants are great. However, they don't have any flashy features. They don't feature these stretch material panels like Crye, which are going to rip and they are the weak point of the pants. However, they just kind of do everything basic better than everyone else. So it is made in 2 fabric colors. You can get these in multicam, like I have here, or M81, so you can't get a lot of different patterns out there, which for some of you guys is a turnoff. However, those are my 2 favorite patterns, are multicam and M81, so that's not a problem with me. They don't quite have the adjustment that Crye's pants would have, and they do have buttons instead of a zipper, which is nice. while zippers are more convenient, zippers are more prone to break than buttons. And if a button does break off, that's way easier to repair. And while we're talking about repairs, Beyond is the only company that we're talking about today that does a warranty. That is something that is amazing in the world of, stuff that's going to be getting beaten up and things like that, is they have an actual warranty, which none of these other companies do. If for some services, you may have to pay, admittedly, depending on how severe it is. However, just having the ability to do that and having them willing to repair their products, even if it's through usage, not through manufacturer's defect, is great. Good luck asking Crye to repair your G3s. So overall, I think that the Beyond are better than the Cryes because they keep it simple, but at the same time, they have some really nice features that are needed. Having things like the back strap for the knee pads are nice. The pocket placement is excellent on these pants. However, I think that for being, $80 or so cheaper, I think that the Beyond A9 Utilities are just an excellent combat pant. If you're looking to buy, a more advanced style of pant, Beyond does make the A9 Mission pants, which are right in the same range as the G3s. One of my only gripes about the Beyond A9 combat pants, they don't have back pockets. That's a little weird. It's kind of one of my same complaints with LBX, is that they didn't have back pockets on their Gen 1. However, I think that having the dip style pocket, like the Crye G3s have, I think that makes up for it, and these ones are, a little bit bigger. Everything on these, just like the Cryes, are opened with Velcro, which means that they're going to be a little bit loud. However, I think that these pants are excellent. So I know a lot of people are going to ask, so I want to talk about this. Well, BB Warrior, what's going to be better? Having a enclosed knee pad like the Beyonds, or having a more of the exposed style like the Crye pants? I think that they both have some advantages and some distinct disadvantages as well. So talking about like the Crye Precision style, the hard part of the knee pad is what's actually hitting the ground, which is nice, because you're not putting that damage or that wear onto the fabric of your pants themselves, which could lead to rips or tears or whatever it may be, especially if you're going to slide on concrete or something. That could be a distinct issue. However, I think that the advantages of having a closed pocket, like the Tru-Spec or the Beyonds, are better because you don't have to worry about that stretch material holding it in place. And because this isn't rigidly held in on the Beyond A9s, I feel like it has enough movement within the pocket, even after you strap the leg around the back of your, you do the strap around the back of your leg to make it secure. It has a little bit of movement, not very much, but just enough that it isn't so rigid that could end up ripping. I've seen a lot of people, myself included, destroy the stretch material on a pair of Crye pants. Actually, on my pair of ACs, I ripped the stretch material right out, and that's what convinced me to buy the G3s that I have now. So I think that both systems have some advantages, both systems definitely have disadvantages, and truthfully, it's going to matter to you which one you think is going to be better. I like the Beyonds more, however, you may like the Crye Precision, and you want to pay, $80 more to have a knee pad that's external. Now, without a doubt, the Crye are the most cool looking. So, if you want to play airsoft to get Instagram famous instead of, efficiency, go with the Cryes. However, in my opinion, I think that the Beyond are the best combat pant that we talked about today. However, the best value for sure is Tru-Spec. So I want to know, guys, what do you like to run for combat pants? Are you the type of person that likes to actually go out and get like military-style pants for airsoft, or are you running those tactical blue jeans on the airsofting field? Make sure to let me know down in those comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys are running. But that is going to do it for today's video. If you'd want to pick up any of the options that we talked about today, I will have links in the description below to where you can check out each one, including the Airflex knee pads. And as a disclaimer, for some of these links, I may get a percentage if you buy it. Depends who I go through for the links. And that allows me to get better equipment to make better, higher quality videos for you guys. But again, that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoy the quality content that I do here, I'd love it if you checked out my Patreon at patreon.com/TheBBWarrior. It's what fuels the channel. It allows me to travel, go meet you guys. Like, in fact, this weekend, I will be at Desert Fox Events, the Southern Strike for the Southern Syndicate team. Excuse me, I can't talk right now. That game is going to be a ton of fun. I've never been to Camp Shelby before, so I am super excited to go play airsoft there. I'll be heading down with some of the Gun Gamers crew for a squad, so make sure to come see me. I will have patches with me as well. Overall, it's going to be just an overall fun weekend. But that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure to like me on Facebook, check me out on Twitter, Instagram, all that social media stuff. Link for that is down in the description below. This has been Lane from the BB Warrior talking about combat pants for airsoft, and I will see you all next time.